So let's look at this example. I have rad x minus 5 plus rad x equal 5. So it doesn't really matter if you square it right now or you move this to the other side and then square it. I just find this easier to move this rad x to the other side and then square it. So I'm going to isolate this one, the more complex radical. So I would have rad x minus 5. So actually minus rad x from both sides. So here would be 5 minus rad x. And now let's just square both sides so that I get rid of this radical. Squared and squared. The second power and the radical would cancel each other. So on this side I would have x minus 5. And then on the other side, if you look at it, this is actually a binomial. So my a is 5 and my b is rad x. So a squared would be 5 squared, which is 25, minus 2 times a times b. So 2 times a is 2 times 5, which is 10. So 10 rad x. And then plus b squared, and my b is rad x. So rad x squared would be just x. So plus x. And then let's move everything, let's isolate this radical right here. So I'm going to move everything to the other side. So this would be minus 25 and minus 25. I would have x minus 30 equal negative 10 rad x plus x. And then this negative, x here, so minus x and minus x from both sides. These two would cancel, these two would also cancel, so I would have negative 30 equal negative 10 rad x. So to isolate the rad x, we can divide both sides by a negative 10. Negative 10 divided by negative 10, so I would have 3 equal rad x. So let's move on to here. So when I'm going to rewrite that here. So 3 equal rad x. To find the x, to actually get rid of this radical, we can square both sides. This one squared and this one squared. So this is 9. 3 squared is 9. And then rad x squared is just x. So this is our solution, but let's check to see if that's right. So in the original equation, I would have rad 9 minus 5. I'm plugging in this 9 to this equation here. So rad 9 minus 5 plus rad 9. Let's see if that is equal to 5 or not. So 9 minus 5 is 4. So that's rad 4 plus rad 9 equal to 5. Rad 4 is 2 and rad 9 is 3. And 3 plus 2 is actually 5, so our answer is true. And the solution of this equation is x equals 9. Alright, here I have another example for you to try, so go ahead and pause the video and then look over it together. Alright, so I have rad 3 minus x plus rad x plus 2 equal 3. So here I have two radicals, so I'm going to move one of them to the other side and then square both sides. So I'm going to move this one to the other side. So minus rad x plus 2 minus rad x plus 2. I'm going to have rad 3 minus x equal 3 minus rad x plus 2. And then let's just square both sides to get rid of at least this one, this radical sign. So let me actually write it in red so you can see. I'm squaring this side and also this side. the second power and the square root would cancel each other. So on this side I would have 3 minus x, and on the other side I have a binomial. So this one is a and this one is b. So let's see. A squared would be 3 squared, which is 9, minus 2 times a times b. So 2 times a would be 2 times 3, which is 6, times b would be times rad x plus 2, and then plus b squared. So I would have x plus 2, which is my b squared. These two would cancel each other, so I would have x plus 2. Okay, so I'm going to write that here. So now I'm going to have to isolate this radical to then to be able to eliminate the radical. So first let's try to organize it a little. So this is 9 and this is 2, so these are the like terms. I'm going to add them together. 9 plus 2 is 11, so I have 11 plus this x minus 6 times x plus 2. Alright, so I'm going to move the 11 to the other side. So this would be minus 11 and minus 11. I'm going to have 3 minus 11 is negative 8 minus x. On the other side I have x minus 6 times radical x plus 2. And then let's subtract this x from both sides. I'm going to have negative 8 minus 2x, because negative x and negative x, right? So minus 2x, these two would cancel each other, so I'm going to have negative 6 times x plus 2, rad x plus 2. I'm going to divide everything by a 2 now. Let me actually write that here. So I have negative 8 minus 2x equals negative 6 rad x plus 2. So there's a common factor of 2 in each of them, so I'm going to divide everything by 2. By a negative 2 actually, negative 2, divide by negative 2, and then divide by negative 2. So I would have negative 8 divided by negative 2, so this would give me 4. Negative 2 divided by negative 2, this would give me just x. And here I would have negative 6 divided by negative 2 would be 3. So 3 rad x plus 2. You can also divide everything by, divide both sides by 3, so that you get rid of this 3 and have the radical isolated. But I'm going to just try to square both sides now. So as you can see, this one is a binomial, so this would be, and this is a, and this is b, and this is the case where the sign here is positive, so this is a plus b. So a squared would be 4 squared, 16, plus 2 times a times b, so 2 times 4 is 8, so 8x, plus x squared, b squared, and on this side I would have 3 times rad x plus 2 squared. I'm going to show it to you here and then I'm going to write it over there. So this one is actually 3 squared times this radical squared. So 3 squared is 9, and this radical, when we square it, this would be x plus 2. Because the square sign, the square root and the second power would cancel each other. And now I'm going to distribute this to here. So I would have 9x plus 18. 9 times x is 9x, and 9 times 2 is 18. So I'm going to write that here. So So now let's move everything to one side of the equation. So I'm going to move these ones to this side. So minus 9x and minus 9x. I would have 16. 8 minus 9 would be negative 1, so negative x plus x squared equal 18. And then subtract the 18 from both sides, so it would be negative 18 and minus 18 and minus 18. So on this side, I would have 16 minus 18, which is negative 2, minus x plus x squared is equal to 0. Notice that this is a quadratic equation, so I'm going to write it in order. So this one would be the first to write. So x squared minus x and minus 2 is equal to 0. Now to solve that, we're going to have to factor it out. So I'm going to erase this side of the board. So what I have there is x squared minus x plus minus 2, equal to 0. Let's try to factor this out. This is x plus 2 and x, actually minus 2 and x plus 1. So here, negative 2 times 1 would give me negative 2, and then negative 2 plus 1 would give me negative 1. So if I set this one equal to 0, my answer would be x equal to 2. And then if I set this one equal to 0, my answer is, this is x plus 1 equal to 0. My answer is going to be negative 1. Now I have to check to see if both of these answers would work. So I'm going to erase this side now. So when x is equal to 2, I would have rad 3 minus 2 in the original equation plus 2 plus 2 equal 3. Let's see if that is correct or not. So 3 minus 2 is 1. Rad 1 plus rad 4. 3. So this would be 1 plus 2, which is correct. So this one works. And then for the next one, I have x equal negative 1. Let's see if that works too. So in the original equation, I would have 3 minus negative 1 plus negative 1 plus 2 equal to 3. So 3 minus negative 1 would be 3 plus 1, which is 4. So I'm going to have rad 4 plus, and this is negative 1 plus 2 is positive 1. Again, this will give me the same answer. So this is 2 plus 1 is 3, and this is absolutely true. So both of our answers work, and these two are the solutions of our equation. Alright, this is it for solving radical equations. Thank you for watching this video.